Darleen Tana, with the most hardest, was one of the worst jobs in politics. See that seat up there, Chewy, right in the back?
It's so sad.
It's even one
so
seat.
Sad.
It's even
right
one seat.
There.
It is literally the naughty step. It is literally up in the naughty seat. You know, that's where the kid goes when they've been in a bit of trouble in class. They go to the very back, doesn't have a friend on the left or the right, has to sit by themselves. Darleen Tana's seat. Here we go.
Struggling to find their new seat, it's way up the back there in political Siberia, the loneliest place in Parliament, but not for Darleen Tana.
Yeah, I was going to actually, that was a bit of a, here we go.
Like all bad kids at the back of the class, do you think she's carving that cool S into her desk?
The Superman S, whatever it is.
Yeah, I bloody would.
I also wonder, just from looking at the imagery here, if she's been kept in at morning tea as well. Because all the other kids, they've all left. They're gone out to have their Sammies, their Marmite and chip sandwiches, and she's been forced to stay in. So I wonder if a part of being an independent means you actually have to stay in during playtime as well. Because that's what it looks like. Because look, teacher's coming back in to check on her down here. Teacher's coming back in to check on her. She's all by herself.
You can't sit with us.
No Marmite and chips for her. All right, let's go.
But not for Darleen Tana.
Not at all. My pronouns are they, them. I never walk alone, in fact.
Back in the House 130 days after being exiled by the Greens and finally revealing their intention. Are you intending to stay on as a Member of Parliament?
I came into Parliament to do some mahi, so I'm here to do that.
The repeated pleas from the Greens for a resignation continue.
And we've made it really clear that the behaviour and the action of Darleen Tana is not befitting not only of a member of the Green Party caucus but of a Member of Parliament.
And continue to be ignored.
So I'm pleased to be back and I'm determined to continue serving the people.
Chloe Swarbrick tried to get in touch again this morning.
I requested that she finally, as a matter of basic decency and respect, respond to our request unanimously from our caucus for her to resign.
Tana was welcomed back to the House with a hongi from Te Pāti Māori co-leader Debbie Ngarewa Peka. Have you had any conversations with Darleen Tana about joining Te Pāti Māori?
No. We saw her today for the first time in Mihi.
It is interesting. I haven't seen the end of this clip, so I don't know if they're going to say it, but on TVNZ, Debbie Ngarewa Peka said, "We never leave Māori behind." So it was an interesting way to word it. She may come and say it right now, but that was what she said on TVNZ talking about Darleen Tana.
The Greens have the option to kick Tana out of here using the waka jumping legislation they fiercely oppose.
I've always said that nothing is off the table here, but the best case scenario for everyone involved in this situation is for Darleen to take accountability and responsibility and to resign.
I'm here now and doing the mahi for as long as this place will allow me.
That's at least one outstanding question answered, but on the substance of the matter, allegations Tana was involved in migrant exploitation at their husband's bike business, it was back to evasive form. Can you categorically say you had no involvement in migrant exploitation at your husband's business?
What I can categorically say is that we've spent so much money wasting taxpayers' hard-earned money.
If the answer's not, I can categorically say I did not, then there is issues. It needs to be, the answer needed to be, I can categorically say I was not involved. And if it's anything else, then it's just more trouble.
We've spent so much money wasting taxpayers' hard-earned money to find out that I am married to my husband, for better or for worse. Thank you very much. I need to get back into the House.
Darleen Tana categorically not answering the question.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Point well made, categorically not answering the question. So, yeah, any other question is any other, and one wonders why you wouldn't, even if you'd done something, if you wouldn't just bullshit there and then. I mean, is it I don't know this, right? So I'm just asking questions, Joe. Just asking questions. Is this exploitation a potential criminal situation? Is there something with an employment law that they can be held accountable? And I said this last week, not to sound like a bit of an old pirate, but if your partner had just gone bankrupt in their business, who the hell is going to be leaving a $180,000 job? Yeah. If your company's just gone bankrupt, or yours and your husband's, you're not going to, no matter what, you're not walking away from that paycheck. We said this last week. This seems very, very expected, shall we say.
Oh, so much I want to say to this. Look, I know there's a lot of people saying that the Greens should compromise. Compromise their position on the Waka jumping just to get rid of her. I disagree.
Doesn't matter.
I disagree. I don't think they should. I think she is a self-solving problem. She is political nuclear waste.
Yep.
She's going to get nothing done. And look, that's just a price of doing business. She's not going to go on her own.
No, and look, if this was a government with a 1-seat majority and the Greens were involved with it, yeah, sure, do it then, because there's an extraordinary circumstance for you to go against your normal position. This is not that situation. This is not that situation. You getting rid of her or not is not going to change anything within the House. Obviously, there's an ethics and a morality situation here, and she was elected because she was part of the Greens. She's no longer part of the Greens, so she should piss off. But it's actually not going to make any difference at all to how the government runs or rules. So I would rather save face and keep to my morals, being the Greens, than waste it on this one when, next time you might need to use it for reals.
Look, she doesn't have an electorate seat. She's a Green Party, was a Green Party list MP. So that comment of her that she was elected to do the mahi and that's what she's going to do is a load of bullshit. She's got no mahi to do. She's just going to sit in their house. She's going to eat a packed lunch. She's going to go home and she's going to take the public paycheck because that's what she's decided to do. I don't think this is a reflection of the Greens personally.
No, I agree.
I don't begrudge them doing a full accounting and that it took some time. I don't think anybody can really criticize them, although they'll try. I also want to draw attention to this whole my pronouns are they, them. She has never said that before.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And it seems to my ears at least, and I'm happy to be corrected if she has used those pronouns before, is that it was more of an avenue to get to that part where she said, I never walk alone. So it wasn't a question of her gender identity or anything like that, but she cheapened the use of pronouns by using it to get to that line, in my sense. And I did see a comment about Debbie greeting her, and I agree with this. That's a Māori thing to do. Go mihi to another Māori, especially if they're out on their own. It's just good tikanga. That's exactly how I saw it. I don't think the Māori Party would want a bar of her in their party. I don't think it would gain them anything.
Interestingly enough, right, and this is just I'm looking up some websites as you're talking. They, them, again, each to their own if you want to do it. Doesn't seem to be very prevalent in any of her stuff written about her. She, everywhere. Of course, it's Wikipedia. It can be changed, but more often than not, it's pretty right. I was just looking through some of her government ones. There's nothing in there one way or the other, but I mean, I couldn't give a rat's ass what people called themselves. Go for it. I'll do it. But sometimes it becomes confusing. Like when they were mentioning they and that, even though I understand it, in my head I still kind of go, is there more? Oh, there's not more than one person. I got it. I'm with you. Okay, I got it. It's just a double step together. But yeah, that's interesting, Trini. That maybe, I mean, it could also be a way to evoke a support from a sector of the community that currently is not giving it to her. Them. So it could be that as well.
Yeah.
Either way, though, it's a distraction.
I did read that Stuff tried to clarify that so they could make sure that she's referred to by correct pronouns, and her reply was just to repeat it, that she doesn't walk alone.
Right.
So yeah, just very, very strange.
Right. I'm just going to look at one more thing. Okay. Well, okay. So this is interesting. So that's why we lead the world in this kind of breakthrough. So here's the Green Party relationship, Green Party release. Multiple serious allegations she was facing. She resigns. So yeah, it seems like, because I mean, as much as the Green Party want to be very distant from Darleen Tana, their kaupapa would be to use her correct pronouns. And so this would say to me that up until last week, the Green Party didn't know that that was her pronouns. Now, she can change them if that's what she's all about, but it doesn't seem to be anything to do with the Green Party. So yeah, is it an awakening to her new character or personality, or is it a rod to help her get sympathy from a sector of society that she'd like to get support from?
Or is it a smoke grenade thrown to confuse and distract?
Because you can then also be offended. Excuse me, I'm not XYZ. Off I walk in a huff. Could be a defense mechanism as well. Or it could be for real. Or it could be for real. And there could have been an awakening and whatever. But it does seem fishy. Chewy, I'm with you on that.
Yep.